Hello my lovelies, it's Addie here. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a full face first impressions on drugstore makeup. Now some of it I actually bought for myself and actually most of it was just gifted to me. So I'm not quite familiar with the prices, but I do know you can buy it in any department store, drugstore, anywhere. So these are very accessible makeup brands. This is the look I came up with, so if you guys want to know how I created this makeup look using only drugstore makeup, just keep on watching. Before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is to click that big red button somewhere on the screen and you will be notified every time I put out a video. I'm very excited to get into this video. There's actually a lot of hits and misses in this haul of makeup that I have right now, so I'm very excited to show you guys the stuff I liked and the stuff I didn't like and how they all performed. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's start it off with foundation. I'm gonna be trying out the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick. So this is a shine free and balanced foundation for combination skin in the shade Classic Ivory in 120. So it also claims here that it has an anti-shine powder core. Actually, when I was looking at this, I was wondering why there's a different color in the center as to what's around it. So I found that really weird, but I'm guessing that's the powder core. So let's see. I actually don't normally use stick foundations, so I'm gonna see if this is actually something I like. And I've actually heard a lot of good things about the Fit Me line of Maybelline, so I'm very excited. A lot of people have been telling me that it's the best, and also here on YouTube, you just see a lot of YouTubers loving the Fit Me liquid foundation. So you know, if you're into that, why not try it? I think that's the next thing I'm gonna buy. So I'm gonna be taking my damp beauty blender and I'm just gonna be spreading this all out. I actually don't see that much of a difference with my face. I mean, I put a lot, I think, on my face and I really tried to blend it in. It evened out my skin tone. I think it did that, but it doesn't really have a lot of coverage for me. I mean, I can still see a lot of my veins right here and the redness of my cheeks are still here. I'm not quite sold on it yet. I guess I expected so much more from it. Maybe it's also my sponge. Maybe my sponge just soaked up all the product, which doesn't normally happen, but that's possible. So I'm gonna try adding another layer, but I'll use a brush this time. One of my favorite brushes. I use it for both foundation and powder and it's so great. I just got it for 80 pesos in Divisoria. Blending out the second layer with a foundation brush was actually a great idea because I see so much more coverage to it, and actually this foundation, it feels really light even though I know I put a lot and I know that was 2 layers of foundation. It feels really light. It melts into the skin well and it actually feels like powder. It feels really great on the skin, but my only problem with it is the coverage. It has a weird smell. I'm not really a fan of makeup that smells like chemicals. Overall, I am not super loving this foundation, but at the same time, I don't hate it. I think it's okay, but it really depends on your preference. I do prefer so much more coverage than this because as you can see, I already put a second layer, but I still see the redness on my cheeks, my veins. I can still clearly see my veins right over here. And there's also a redness on my chin that is still there. So I don't know, I guess I expected the foundation to cover it up so much more. But I guess if you're going for a more natural look, this foundation wouldn't really be a problem for you. I'm having problems also with patchiness, specifically on my nose. I mean, I know my nose is a bit oily, but foundations usually stick to it at first. This one just gave up, I guess. I don't know. It feels really light on my skin. It's not at all caking. I don't think it's getting into my fine lines or anything, but it really emphasizes the texture of my skin, which is not something I would really go for. Yeah. Overall, I'm 50-50 on this. If you just want light coverage foundation, then this is definitely something you can go for. I can imagine wearing this every single day. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's gonna overwhelm me. It's not gonna be heavy or anything like that. But I do prefer more coverage, so this is not really something I think I would reach for a lot. Now we're gonna move on to the concealer. I'm gonna be trying out the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I am in the shade Light Pale. This is actually a treatment concealer with goji berry and Haloxyl. When I tried it out at the department store, I was so excited because I love the coverage. So you get 6 ml. This little thing is 6 ml. Twist it to get the product out. I hate doing this to new products. It's gonna take forever, I feel. So I am concealing and highlighting my face at the same time. Hopefully this can cover up all of the blemishes that my foundation did not cover up. Let's try using a brush. I feel like the brush is better. So far, I am liking the coverage of the Age Rewind Concealer so much more than the foundation. I think it's great. I think it was easy to blend out. On top of concealing my face, it really brightened it up. Looks really great on the skin, plus it feels really good too. So this is something I would definitely recommend to everyone. I blended out the concealer with a brush and a damp sponge, and I have come to find that I actually prefer using a brush with this concealer because there's just so much more coverage. It's easier to maneuver the product around versus a sponge, and I think the sponge actually absorbs some of the product. So the brush really gives it more coverage, which is something, of course, I always look for in concealer. So I highly suggest that you guys use a brush with this product. Now we're moving on to powder. I have 3 shades of the BTLA powder. I have it in Toffee, Sand, and Ivory. For today, I think I'm gonna go with Toffee. This is how the shade looks like. I actually expected it to look so much darker than it is now, but this one looks more beigey, like a warm tone beige, so I think this is a good color for me. So I'm just gonna take my favorite brush. So far, I am liking this powder. It actually has a blurring effect on my pores, which I think is great because I got really worried when I used the foundation and it just accentuated the texture of my skin. So this powder is really great because it actually blurred it out. Now I'm gonna take a bigger, fluffier brush to set the rest of my face, but I won't set it as intensely as I did my T-zone. So far, I'm really liking this powder. I think it really helped to add more coverage to my skin and of course to smoothen it out and blur it out, which is something I wished the foundation would have done, but I'm so thankful for this powder. I actually really like it, and this powder is just 199 pesos, so I think at 199 pesos, this is a really good quality powder. Now I'm going to be doing my contour. This is the Everbelena Advanced Blush Duo. So this is it on the inside. I also like the color of blush right here. I think it's a great color for a lot of skin types. I actually got it in Rosy Chic. That is the shade I got. This is my go-to shade for bronzer, especially for everyday bronzer, so this is really great. I actually just hit pan on my other one, which is why I have a new one now. So let's bronze up my face. Look at that intense bronzer. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. Wow, that really makes a big difference to the face. Now I'm going to contour my nose. Do you see what contour does? Look at the right side of my nose versus the left side. I also like contouring right under my lip to give the illusion that my lips are bigger than they actually are. Now I'm just gonna blend this all out so it looks more natural. I'm gonna get a smaller brush to blend out my nose. This blush and bronzer duo is actually my go-to palette for my everyday makeup look. I actually used to use the one from e.l.f. They also had a blush and bronzer duo before, but they discontinued it, so that's why I ended up looking for something new, and this is what I found, and I love it so much. I use it every single day, and the best part is it's just 120 pesos and it really lasts you a long time. It does have a lot of kickback when you use it, but you know what, that's not a problem for me. It still performs really well. I mean, if you look at my face right now, it sculpted it and it also warmed up my face in the right places. So that is exactly what a bronzer is supposed to do, and this one just makes it easy for me. Now we're gonna be doing brows. This one is a new brow liner that I got from Caroline. This is something that is new to me. I've never tried Caroline eyebrow pencils before and I love how this is called the Caroline Best Brow Liner. Let's see if it really is the best brow liner. So this is in color taupe. I actually really like this color on me, that's why I bought it. So this is how much product you get. It's actually more than I thought I would get, considering it was just 150 pesos. So I think this is pretty great for what I paid for. Plus, on the other side, you already have a spoolie, so I don't have to be bothered with, you know, bringing a spoolie with my brow pencil and everything like that. So this is great. And for 150 pesos, I think that's a steal. So let's see. So far, I'm really liking how this is performing. I mean, my brow looks great. It was so easy to apply and I had no problems at all. But you know, the real challenge is my problematic brow right here because I have 2 scars. So let's see how this can solve that. I'm actually really loving my eyebrows right now, and for 150 pesos, I think this is a steal. I would actually pay so much more for this product. The product itself is the perfect balance of waxy and powdery, so when you put it on, it glides on easily, but also it still looks natural. Like, it doesn't look like I just took a marker to my eyebrows and then I just, you know, went wild. It's great. Like, no matter how much I try to pat it on there, this spoolie actually softens it out, makes it look more natural, which I think is great. So this is definitely something I'm gonna be making a staple in my everyday look. It's actually easier to use than the one I'm currently using now. I'm using the Nishido version of this, which is like a little bit more expensive, like 180. But this one's just 150 pesos and it works so much better than that one. So I am definitely gonna stick to this one once I finish that one, because, you know, I don't want to waste product. But I am so amazed at this and I can't believe that I didn't discover this sooner. I think everyone should use this. It's actually really great. One of the best brow liners I've tried so far. Now I'm gonna be doing my eyes. I have this W7 In The Mood Natural Nudes Eye Contour Palette. This is actually a gift, so I'm not quite sure where my friend bought it, but I mean, it looks like you can buy it in a department store. I don't know, not quite sure. I think the packaging of this is great, and I think that the color selection is also good, especially for everyday makeup. I mean, you could never go wrong with browns and nudes, darker browns. So I think this is really great, especially if you're trying to create a very easy everyday look. So I'm gonna start it off with this color right here. Looks like it's gonna be a great transition color. I do wish though that there was a mirror up here. So I'm just gonna take this on my crease. This color isn't dark enough on my crease, so I'm gonna go for the one right beside it, the more brownish one. So hopefully this one does better. Yes, it did. So this is defining my crease even more. Actually, this brown is making me look grayish, which I'm not really a fan of. Like, it's a cool tone gray, so I'm not really into that. So I'm gonna try this brown color instead. Right, I think this is better. Wow, that is a dark eye. Now I'm gonna take my blending brush and blend this out. And I'll take a clean one. Actually, this eyeshadow is looking kind of patchy, which I really don't like. I mean, when I tried to blend it out, it just became really really patchy, which I'm not for it. I'm just trying to blend it out. Try this one. It's a more firm brush. Maybe it will blend out better. My left eye is looking way better than my right eye, and I have no idea why. I did the exact same thing to both. And I'm actually right-handed, so my right eye in theory should look better, but it just doesn't. I'm honestly not really loving the eye look right now. It's just too dark for me, I guess, and I'm so annoyed at the patchiness. That only happened on my right eye, by the way. I don't know why, so I guess this is a very inconsistent eyeshadow, so it's not something I would recommend. Even the color selection, it's not something I would actually pick as well. I mean, if you like the vampy type of style, then this is really for you, but for me, not too much. And also, there's a lot of kickback on here, but the pigmentation's there. It's just a little patchy, which is what I really have a problem with. Now I'm gonna try to brighten up this eye. I'm gonna go for my L'Oreal True Match Lumi. This is also a new product that I've never tried. So this is a Powder Glow Illuminator Blush and Highlight. So this is in shade Golden. This was actually a gift to me, so I also have no idea how much this is. So I'm gonna be taking this brush right here, like a flat brush, and I will get this one in the center of my eye. Hopefully it becomes better. Please resurrect my eye look. Okay, I think this was a good idea. You know, I need a bigger brush. This is not doing it for me. There we go, so much better. But you know, I think I have to wet my brush. If you guys are wondering, this is actually rose water spray. So if you guys want to know how to make this, I have a video all about it. So just check that out. Alright, so this looks so much better. There we go. There's the pigmentation. I mean, I know this is a highlight and bronzer palette, but I think it's great as an eyeshadow. So let me just blend that in. I'm actually really loving this eye look now that I've brightened it up with the Lumi. So this L'Oreal True Match Lumi, I super love it. It's a blush and highlight palette, but I used it on my eyes, and as you can see, it made it so much better. So I am loving this. The formula is great, the pigmentation's great. It's even better when you wet it. So if you apply it wet, that's when it's really gonna come out, and it's awesome. As for the W7 palette, this is it right here. I think it's just not for me, and I like the pigmentation, but the color selection I think is not something I would normally, you know, go out and buy. But it's actually very pigmented, but it's also a bit patchy, so just watch out for that. And it has a very dark tone to it. I don't know why, but whichever color I used, it just grayed out, so I don't think that's a good thing either. Or maybe it's just because of my complexion, I really don't know, but this is not something I'm gonna be reaching for again. If you're into that vampy, dark type of style, I think this is the palette for you. Now I'm gonna do my lashes. This is the Revlon Mega Multiplied Lash Look. So I actually got this in PR, so I'm very excited to try this out. I love getting stuff through PR. I actually really like the packaging. It has a nice neon blue color up here, and this is actually a matte finish packaging. Let's see how this performs. I actually really like this mascara. I didn't even curl my lashes, and it looks great. It looks longer, thicker, darker. I think this is a good mascara. I definitely use this again. So I'm gonna put this on my under eye just to complete my look. I actually love doing this. I love smoking out my bottom lash. It just makes your eyes pop more, and it makes it look so smoldering and beautiful. And that's it for my eye look. Now we're gonna move on to blush. So I have the Revlon Insta Blush. It is a cream blush, and it is in the shade 320 in Berry Kiss. This is how much product you get. Wow, that's actually a lot of products. Ooh, it's a very pigmented one. Now I'm gonna blend it out with a brush. I am a fan of this cream blush right here. It's pigmented, it glides on so smoothly to the skin, and it blends out really beautifully. I mean, look at that. You can go for a more natural look, which is what I tried to do here. I don't know if it's that effective, and you could also, you know, vamp it up and add so much more pigment to it, because this stick right here is so pigmented, and I didn't even put a lot, but it really shows up. So I think this is great, and I think this can even double as, you know, a lipstick. It's a really great color for me also. Now, since I just put a cream blush, I want to set it with a powder blush, you know, just to make sure it really stays. So I'm taking the one from Ever Belena. Look at that. This is also a very pigmented blush, so I hope I don't overdo it. I think this Ever Belena blush really brightened it up, which I think is great. And it sets it in place, so even if the Ever Belena blush fades away, I still have my cream blush from Revlon right under it. Now we move on to my favorite part, the highlighter. So this is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Lumi Powder Glow Illuminator Blush and Highlight. This is in the shade Golden. For my highlight, I think I'm gonna mix these two together, mix both of those, and put it on my cheek. It's not as pigmented as I thought it would be. Let's see, maybe I just have to dip it in more. There, I think this one looks so much better. But you know what, for the other side, I'm gonna wet my brush. Yes, there it is. I think applying it wet is the best way to go. It looks so good. Look at that glow. I am loving how this is shining right now. I'll put a bit on my chin. My cupid's bow. No, I need more for my cupid's bow. Actually, you know what? I'll try the three together. There's a lot of kickback with this formula. I don't know why. But you know, it's performing well, especially when wet. So there we go. Yes. Oh, look at my cupid's bow. Looks so good. And I'll put the tip of my nose. This actually makes your nose smaller if you put like a dot on the tip of your nose and like a line. Yeah, let's add here as well. This L'Oreal Lumi Illuminator, I love it so much. I'll definitely use it again. I love the formula, I love the pigmentation, I love that it looks great dry and it looks great wet. So that's just something I really look for in a highlighter. So this is a definite recommendation from me. Let's move on to the lipstick. I have 3 shades right here. They are all Revlon Matte Bombs. So this one is Enchanting, this one is Showy, and this one is Sultry. I'm gonna go for Sultry since my eyes look a bit sultry already. Why not to get the matching lips for it? I finally got it open. So this is how it looks like. It looks so sad. It's like someone bit off the top and left it for dead. And there's weird stuff overflowing on the sides. I don't know. I will figure this out. So I'll just use a brush to get from the outside. Oh, it's really creamy. It's a good sign. Wow. Despite what this lipstick looks like right now, I think this is the best product I've tried today. It's amazing. It's like a lip balm and a lipstick got married and this is their baby. It also has this great minty scent. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I love minty, fresh feeling scents. This Revlon Matte Balm, I am really loving it. It really does feel like there's lip balm on my lips and not lipstick, which is great. And it's not shiny, so I really love the effect it's giving out right now. For the last step, I'm gonna be setting my makeup in place, so I'm gonna be using this rose water. I didn't buy this from a drugstore or anything. I actually made this right at the comforts of my own home. So if you guys would like to learn how to do this, just check out my video on making rose water. Yep, that is how much I put. This is the finished look. This is my full face using Drugstore makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys on my next video. Mwah.